There's a sense of power that you feel and you get when somebody gives you a gun. And it's addicting. And it's difficult to let go of because in that moment, that's everything people work for in the inner city, that respect, that fear. And things went downhill after that. My parents just wanted to give me the opportunities that they didn't have. Because, my grandmother, she came from Puerto Rico here and she was just working a factory job. And she really didn't have any education. I think she only finished the 6th or the 7th grade. So with my mom, her idea was my son is going to go to school. But at the same time, I realized in order for me to go to school, I have to survive in the Bronx. It's a difficult environment to survive in when you go to school. When you wear a uniform. You don't follow those codes that other people follow. It was very dangerous because most of the kids who went to public school wore regular clothes, but when you wear a uniform, you're considered to be somebody who embraces school and weak, so we stood out. When I got the acceptance letter to Providence College, for my mom, it meant a new legacy because I was going to a really good college. The challenge was the fact that at the time that I got the scholarship, I also got caught with the gun. My cousins were big-time gangbangers and I wanted to be a part of the neighborhood. I always felt that I was too smart for the gangsters and too tough for the nerds. I cracked under the pressure. I got swayed into becoming a gangster, even though I wasn't. This one particular night, somebody giving me the gun and saying, hey, listen, there's a situation. And as I'm walking, I hear, cop sirens, and I just remember feeling this arm grab me on my right shoulder, and I get thrown against the gate, and the cop reaches in my right-hand pocket. And for some reason, I felt like I was gonna get away because the gun wasn't in my right pocket, it was in my left pocket. And when he reached in my left pocket, I felt like I lost everything. I just felt like that was it. My whole life was gone. There was no school, there was none of my goals. I was going to jail, and that was it. Going into the courtroom to hear the verdict was the scariest time of my life. Everything is riding on this one moment. The weight of the world was on my shoulders. Like, this was it. I remember standing in front of the judge, and the judge reads the verdict, and he says, guilty, but in the 3rd degree. The verdict wouldn't be on my record, and that I was gonna get 5 years probation. For gun possession, that's so rare. I felt like a new life. I felt like everything was starting over. So I left the Bronx 2006, and I never went back. Providence College became the best place for me. And I think for me, I just learned that the world was much bigger than the Bronx. The things that I learned in the Bronx didn't apply to the real world. And inner city leadership is all about validation, people telling you that you're the coolest or the toughest. And in actuality, leadership in the real world is about standing on your own too. It's about making decisions whether or not they're popular, but they're always right. Learning how to tell my story has been the most powerful thing. And my story is what's gotten me so far. A part of my story now is the fact that I'm working on a gentleman's retreat. Like, that's what drives me. And the gentleman's retreat is all about taking inner city kids from the Bronx and bringing them to Providence College, much like I did, and helping them get through the process of learning what it is to be successful and learning how to get out of those ideologies that the Bronx gives them. So the gentleman's retreat just started off with an idea. I said I wanted to make change for these kids. And to see an idea turn into something real is amazing. This is still like surreal, Because I remember feeling like I had no hope, no options whatsoever. That feeling of losing it all, You go through a particular journey because you have certain goals and you have to gain these experiences in order to inspire. I don't know, I think that I'm crazy enough to think that I can change the world, and that's what I want to do.